Good morning, everyone. This morning's class is called Intuition. We're going to be moving in a slightly different way to the usual format, but sort of thinking about letting our body guide us a little bit, letting our body guide us on what it needs. It's very good at telling us what it needs. We just have to learn how to listen to it, because we always want to make sure we're listening to it when it whispers to us, because we don't want to ever have to get to the point where it's screaming at us to do something. So we're just going to start coming down into this child's pose. If this feels uncomfortable, feel free to prop something under your chest, have your knees wide. Make this as supported as it needs to be so that you feel comfortable in this space. Just take a moment to close down your eyes. Breathe into your back body. I want you to really focus about sending the breath into the back ribs. As you inhale, your belly expands and your back ribs move outwards, upwards and back towards the ceiling. You're allowing that diaphragmatic breath, that dance between your inhale and your exhale, as you softly breathe in and breathe out through your nose with equal length. Maybe it's the first time this morning you've paused. Just pay attention to how your body feels this morning. Notice if you're holding on to any tightness or tension. And notice where that tightness or tension is being held. It might be more obvious this morning, starting in a slightly different position. But as you breathe, just use your breath to send it around those areas of the body that feel tight or tense. Direct it, use it as a visualization tool. Again, intuitively feel into sending the breath to those areas. And try with every breath to let that tension go. And then just take a moment to notice what's coming up in your mind for you this morning. Notice whether it feels busy or still, calm or anxious. Perhaps you've got a to-do list as long as your arm for the day ahead before the weekend starts. Just observe, welcome all of those thoughts without judgment, and then just allow yourself to pop any unwanted thoughts on an imaginary cloud and just let that cloud float past your eyes. Taking those unwanted thoughts with it, allowing you to be fully present, fully connected, mind and body on your mat. Last breath here. Really breathing into those back ribs, connecting to that breath. So often we have dysfunctional breath in our body. And then from here, you're going to slowly come up. And you're going to bring your hands under your wrists and you're going to come into a cat-cow. So I want you to think about, first of all, setting up your quadruped. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, hugging those shoulder blades on the back body so that they're in neutral. And then we're going to start by dipping at the base of the spine, arching the spine downwards, pulling the chest through, coming into our cow. Breathing here, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone towards the back of the knees, rounding from the base of the spine, the middle back, the upper back. Release the neck, push into the floor, slurp the belly up, and then arch the other way from the base of the spine first, working in this segmental movement of our spine, and then rounding, tucking the tailbone from the base through the middle to the upper back. Just starting to get a bit of hydration into our backs this morning. Arching again, pulling through the shoulders to cow, and then tucking the tailbone into cat. And then you can just take a bit of a barrel roll. So you're rolling between the two, lifting up, rolling round, going between your cat-cow, getting a little bit of side motion into the spine as well. So go both ways and just imagine your barrel being turned round and rolled through the middle. Good. Nice. From here, come to stillness, and you're going to take your left arm to the sky. Try not to let the gaze follow. Pull this right shoulder back. Thread the left arm behind the right arm. Open up again. Breathe. Exhale. Thread the arm. Nice. Just mobilizing into our upper back this morning. Left arm lifts. And then reach that left arm behind the right arm. Reach it as far away as you can. Let the left side of the head come down onto the mat. Right arm reaches forwards. And you're driving into the whole of the back of that left arm. And it should feel super yummy. It might feel slightly sticky up in between the shoulders, especially if you've sort of stayed still in your bed all night. Good. And then reframe the face, come back up. We'll do the other side. Right arm lifts, thread it behind, reach away, open up. Good. Again, try not to let the gaze follow. You keep that neck soft. We don't want it to be sort of strained against gravity. 3 times, and then reach those right fingertips all the way behind the left arm. Reach that left arm forwards, pushing into those left fingertips and pushing through the whole of the back of the right arm. Again, this should feel really quite yummy all the way up into between the shoulders. And just breathe here. Expanding those back ribs, working into all that fascia. Good. Unfurl. Back to your all fours. We're going to take the right hand off the mat, left hand on top, sit back towards your left heel. Really drive into the floor, so you're pushing into those hands and trying to create as much length in your spine as possible. So you've got that opposition of forces. Left hand over to the left side, right hand on top, sit back. Again, really find that length. You're opening up through your side body here, through your lats. So the more you push down and pull your bum away, the better the stretch is going to be. Come over to the right again, left hand on top. Breathe. Really breathing into that side body. And then come over to the left, right hand on top. Sit back towards the right heel. Again, just breathing, sending the breath into the areas that feel sticky. Use that, what your body's telling you, where you need to free up this morning. From here, we're going to come to a floor cat-cow. So elbows hug in towards the knees. You can sit your bum back onto, untuck your feet and sit your bum back onto your heels. If this feels uncomfortable, just maybe pop something behind your knees. Elbows hug in. Forearms are flat on the mat, elbows are pulling in towards the knees. You're going to pull the elbows into the knees as you pull the shoulders down the back, thinking about length in the spine. This should feel a really yummy stretch in the upper back. Breathe here and then pull the belly away. You're not lifting your bum off, but you're curling up into a cat. Pull the chest through again. So you're staying seated on the floor as you do this. Lovely. Think about the spine being long, the neck in neutral. And then round, releasing the head, slurping the belly up, using those abdominal muscles. Good. Pull through again. Breathing. Really breathing into those back ribs. And then rounding again, slurping that belly away, pushing through the forearms. Good. Coming back to neutral, we're going to come up. We're going to take our hands behind us. And I want you to just lift through your hips. So you're lifting, squeezing your bum. You can let your neck go. This might be quite a big open through the chest, but just push into the floor and lift the hips. Good. And then from here, you're going to sit onto your toes. So the toes are tucked. Sit your bottom back. So important to, I'm going to start to do more on this, but so important to think about our foundations, how sticky our feet are. We're going to interlace our hands, so we're pulling our fingers apart, length through the spine. Inhale here, exhale, twist to the right. Come back through center, twist to the left. Back through center, twist to the right. So again, we're just mobilizing through this spine. It's the only way to get hydration into our spine, by moving it. And so often it just ends up being really stiff and really still because of the way we live our lives. Good. Last one each way, to the right. Breathing. Inhale to center, exhale, twist. Back to center, maybe the tummy's going to start to gurgle, and then just roll the shoulders. We're going to come down onto our bottoms. We're going to come into a one-leg bridge, but we're going to cross our left foot over our right thigh. So we're in external rotation in this left leg. Make sure the pelvis doesn't then tip. Very easy to do that. Load through the right foot and lift into that glute, okay? We're going to lift and lower into that right glute, keeping that pelvis level, working this right glute this morning. Good. Keep breathing, keep lifting. You can take the right hand to the sky, pull back on the right fingers. Good. Let's go. Good. Think about length in the lower back, driving into that right foot. Good. Keep the breath soft. Good. Using your abdominal muscles. Last one. And then you're going to lower down, switch sides. Right foot crosses over the left thigh. You come out, left knee comes out to the side. Ground down through that left foot. Peel the bum up, coming into your low bridge. And then start to lift and lower into that left glute. Give it a prod, give it a tap if you feel like it's not really switching on this morning. Send that brain into that butt cheek and say, hey, it's time to wake up. Left hand pulls back, right fingers pull onto the left knuckle break in your hands, or finger break in your hands. And notice which side might feel a little stickier. Maybe they feel pretty even. Evenness is great, but quite often we are one-sided. Good. Last one. Roll down. Let's just take a little circle in our wrists. Again, another super important part of our body to exercise. And then we're just going to do some jazz hands. So really fast jazz hands. Big stars, tight fists. Warm up those forearms. Again, super important before we're loading them. Good, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, shake it off. We're going to come onto our abdominals. So interlace your hands behind the head, elbows frame the face. We're going back to that external rotation in the leg. So the left leg crosses over the right thigh, opening out to the left. Make sure this pelvis is in neutral. It's not tipped back and pushed. Spine isn't pushed into the floor. You've got that little gap in the base of the spine. You're in your nice neutral pelvis. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Pull that low belly down and back. Really hug into the midline. Good, lift a little higher in the elbows. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Lifting up into the elbows. Good. Really feel that central abdominal region drawing together. You're knitting those ribs in. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift. Twist to the left, 2 inches. Hug into the abdominals. Good. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the left. Take your arms. One goes through the center of the leg and the other reaches past the outer edge of the left thigh. Reach a little further forwards. Good. Hug into the abdominals. Hands behind the head. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Good. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the left. Reach forwards and then hover that right foot. Hug into the abdominals. Really reach those arms away. Feel the little quiver. Foot down, hand behind the head. Inhale, come down. Swap sides. Right foot crosses over the left thigh. Let that right leg open out to the right. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. Keep that pelvis neutral. Watch it's not tipping over to the right. Inhale, come down. Really feel that sacrum pressing into the mat. Exhale, lift. Lift up into the elbows. Feel that connection of the ribs to the hips. Inhale, come down. Good. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the right. Lift up off that right shoulder. Hug into the abdominals. Good. Feel the knitting. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Good. Exhale, we lift. Obliques are so important for us to exercise. Lift up, twist right, send those arms. Left goes through the middle, right goes to the outer edge of the right thigh. Reach a little further, hug into the abdominals. Good, don't tip the pelvis. Hands behind the head. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift again. Twist to the right, thread the arms, hover that left foot just 2 inches. Hug into the abdominals, pull, pull, pull. This should feel yummy. Hands behind the head, foot down, inhale, come down. Good. Just bring your knees into your chest a second. Then you're going to take your hands kind of under your bum. So they're supporting the spine or the pelvis. And then we're going to be taking our legs long and we're going to be scissoring our legs like this. So it's really important to not let your pelvis roll forwards and all of the work come into the front abdominals, okay? So really hug the belly, the deep abdominals in, legs up, and only go to the point where you can hold those tummy muscles, okay? And we're just going to scissor. It doesn't matter if you only do a small scissor. Don't let that pelvis tip forwards. Really draw back on the abdominals to recruit them. This is working the hip flexors as well. Good. We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Knees into the chest. And then take the knees over to the right, stack the shoulders. Really think about hugging these knees in and keeping them together so the pelvis stays level. Take the top arm, reach it forwards, bring it round behind you, circle it all the way down, okay? Sweep it over your thigh, reach it forwards. We're just rotating in this shoulder. And what I want you to remember is that you don't want to bring this top arm as you reach it forwards. Don't open the chest, okay? You're working into the shoulder. If you open the chest, you're just using the chest to move the circle rather than actually your shoulder joint. So really make sure you stack the top shoulder and move into the shoulder joint. Good. And then bring the knees through the center, swap sides, hug the knees to the chest to keep the spine in a good form. Arm goes forwards, rotate it all the way round. Don't really have enough space. Reach it forwards. Good, really make sure you do have enough space to reach through every part of your finger. And again, watch you don't tip this top shoulder back as the arm comes backwards. You're rotating in the shoulder. It might feel crazy tight in the pec, but that's okay. Just observe. Coming back, rock and rolling, and we're gonna come on over onto, into dolphin. So, interlace your hands, forearms on the mat, release the neck, tuck the toes, lift the bum to the sky. Really lift up and out of the mat. Feel these shoulders working hard, okay? They're working to hold you. Good. Hold it here, left leg goes long, hug the left heel to the bum, circle 3 times in that hip joint. Good. Soft bend in that right knee, and the right heel is kind of softening down, so you're getting a stretch through the calf as well. Good. 3 times the other way. Really move like you're moving through treacle. Take that knee as wide out as you can. So if you're really getting into that hip joint, you're listening to your body and listening to what it's asking of you from all of your joints. Lift up and out, keep pushing into the mat. Good job, you swap sides. Good. And then 3 times the other way. Good. Really lift up and out. Nice work, guys. Take that foot down, have a little child's pose, pushing into that little finger, breathing into those back ribs again. Good. When you're ready, come and stand at the top of the mat. If you have blocks, great, bring them. Soft knees, feet parallel, grow long through the spine. When you're ready, arms reach forwards, reach them away, lift them up to clear the top of that shoulder joint. Think about the position of the skull, scaps and the sacrum. Hinge back. Hands to the blocks. Left foot steps back, lower the left knee, bring the body up. Let's roll the shoulders. Push through those back right toes. Really get some juicy mobility into the shoulder this morning. Each one is pulling down. Really make sure you get the back pull down. Good. Hands to the mat, step back plank, zip up. up through the front line of the body. If you need to lower the knees, lower the knees. Make sure those shoulders are hugging on the back body, belly is slurping, neck is drawing back. Lower the knees if you haven't already, and then slowly lower. Elbows go back. Make this hard for yourself every time. Hold. Good. Baby cobra. Pull the chest through. Keep the spine long. Neck in neutral. Squeeze the bum. Hug those shoulders down the back. Good. Frame the shoulders. Lift up and back, down dog. Have a little pedal of the calves. Breathe. And then lower the knees. Left foot steps forwards. Roll the shoulders on the other side. The back toe is tucked. Good. Really nice. Get that juicy shoulder mobilization. Nice. Hands to the top of the mat. Back foot steps in. Lengthen the spine. Come up to stand. Good. Nice.